What is going on, gamers? Today we're going to be checking out Infinity Kingdoms, and it has a lot of things that you're probably already quite familiar with, but there are other things that I have noticed that I absolutely love that I really haven't seen anywhere else, so I can't wait to get that covered. There is also a redemption code in the description where you will get $50 of in-game value to help you start your progression. Now, of course, as some of you may already figure, this is going to be revolving around the main building, which is going to be your castle. So everything that you have, you're going to be upgrading in order to start upgrading your castle as much as you can. So you have everything here from your barracks to Hall of Immortals, which we will get into in a second, market, wall, etc, etc. So there's a lot of things that you are probably already pretty familiar with. We have infantry, cavalry, range, all of that. But one thing that I have noticed is once I went ahead and actually made an alliance, and which by the way, go ahead and download the game and join the alliance, AEVA, AEVA. I believe we are on Kingdom, let me see. And as you can already tell, there is like a night and day cycle, so it was kind of dark just now. Now it's back to light. So that's really cool how it can kind of change like that. But yeah, the guild that I created was AEVA, so if you go ahead and download the game, you can join in on the guild, and the kingdom is 16 at the moment, so you can go ahead and join with that. It also has you join a faction, which is Vitas, AEVA, and Ruslan. I went ahead and went with Vitas because I like the tree and the logo, but you can choose whichever one you want. And also there is migration and things like that. So for instance, if you want to go play with somebody specifically and they're in a kingdom, you can migrate over. There's no problem with that. So back over to the alliance screen, right? Now, most of these things are things that, once again, you're pretty familiar with, but one thing caught my eye, and that is the calendar. So, as the guild leader here, I can pull up this calendar, and I can actually go to specific days and add event. So I can go here, I can type whatever, add it, and I can add a time, I can add a reminder, alliance mark, and then I can just add it to a calendar, and everybody in the alliance can see that that's what's happening. That is so amazing. That is amazing. I wish that we would have that in many other games, and this can help with so much organization, etc. This is truly one of the best things I've seen. When I first made the alliance, I was like, what is this? And I checked it out, and oh my goodness, it is so good. One thing that you may also notice here is it says territory. Now, right now, I just made the alliance, so there's nothing here. But I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly what this actually means, because there is what's called City Siege. And actually, let me go over to the world map to show you exactly what that means. Now, in the world right now, there is over 100 cities that you can actually take over. And let me actually go all the way back. So this is where my castle is right there, right? Now, you see that there's some cities that are marked around me and the levels of them. So there's level 3s, level 1s, and you should keep going more towards the center. There's higher level ones, 8, 7, 9, etc. So if you actually go to some of these cities, so let's go and go to Carpo, right? Let's go to Carpo. Now, you go over here and you see that there's some castles right next to it, and that's because you gotta attack the cities and actually take it over in order to get these buffs, kind of like wonders. And of course, the higher level they are, the better the boost you get, but also the harder that it is going to be for you to take over. So once you've taken a look at Carpo here, you see that you have some occupational bonuses, which is a city tax. You get, on this one specifically, you get seriously wounded healing speed and gathering speed, 50% in Carpo. But that's very specific because that boost is while you're in Carpo. So when you actually take a look at this, you can actually see that there's a specific area that's labeled Carpo. So that boost is going to be specifically when you're there. And of course, as you get a higher level, so you take a look at like this level 9 city, there's nobody here because this is a fairly new kingdom, so there's probably nobody that's really strong enough at the moment to take it over. But you see what I'm saying. As you get higher alliance, higher castle, troops, etc. You can start taking some of these cities over and start benefiting from all of these bonuses. And you're not limited to just one. And all of these are open at all times, so you can actually go ahead, conquer them at any time, anywhere. Because there is no like shielding it, etc. They're open to attack whenever you want. Now there is one at the moment that I have seen that it is locked, and that is the one that is completely in the middle. Where is it? The world heart right here, and it'll tell you exactly like what you have to do in order to actually take it over. And it looks like this is gonna be more of like with a bunch of different kingdoms. So there's more to this one than the other cities. But just to give you an idea of what your alliance would actually be looking forward to, getting a bunch of these locations and getting all of these boosts, specifically where you're going to be making a hive. It's also good to note that when you're looking at the map like this, it also is going to be color-coded. And as you can tell in this map here, you see plenty of green, and then you also see some red, and then not much blue. Now, those colors, what it stands for is the faction, and especially like the faction that you first choose. So when I first started, I started with green. And on the right-hand side, you're going to see your faction, which mine is green. Now, if you click on it, it'll actually give you a breakdown. So in the kingdom factions, you see here that the faction power of red is the highest at the moment. Green is second, following just behind, and then blue is all the way behind. So if you're in the blue faction, you have a lot of catching up to do, but a lot of people may take that up as a challenge. You can get blue, you can start helping blue catch up with the other ones, you know, vice versa. So it's a nice little power struggle, if you will, once the whole maps gets taken over and people start vying for position and cities, etc. So it's a nice way to actually see like who is in control, who's leading the charge, and all of that. But now that we're looking at the world map, let me actually go over to where I'm at, which right now I'm at Farusa. And you see here that there is gathering, there is monsters that you can actually attack and take down, which actually, can I actually take this one down? I don't know. Let me see. Recommended power. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and attack. And also, with your attacks, there are heroes that you can actually send and your troops, which we will cover here just shortly. But let's take a look at this battle report. So here are the details of the battle report. Here are the Immortals, which is the names for the heroes that you send, and then the rewards that you get. And speaking about Immortals, let's actually go over to it, because when I saw the artwork and when I saw the graphics for these heroes, I was so impressed. So let's take a look at the ones that I currently have right now. So we got Brindhill right here. I have her at +3. And the way that you get some of these Immortals is you actually go and you summon them. You do a lot of the daily tasks, etc. And you get some free summons throughout the day. So the more you play, the more summons you get, the better heroes that you're going to have. You can also attain a lot of the heroes just through getting some shards for them. But these are the heroes that I have. And some of these look absolutely amazing. Like, these are the ones that I have right now, and I'm using mainly the 3 purples and 1 of the blues, but their graphics and everything else, it's really, really awesome. And they actually have attributes right here. So there's the immortal attributes right here. So you got water beats fire, of course, fire beats wind, wind beats lightning, lightning beats earth, earth beats water, shadow beats all of the above, holy beats shadow. So it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors type of thing, but it's not just within 3. There is 7. So there's a lot more that you can play with. And then as far as the heroes, as you can tell, you can actually take a look at some of their skills, and you can actually see like what it is that they are and what they do. Obviously, some of these are still fairly brand new, so I don't have all their skills unlocked. But once you have a decent amount of heroes, you go over to where it says troops down here, and this is where you set up your army. Now, if I just go ahead and edit troops, right, and just delete all of them, right, let's just take them all out. One thing I have noticed is that if you want to go ranged, so for instance, Helen of Troy is ranged. I can only put her in the back line. which makes sense because range, you want to keep her in the back line. So that's something that I have noticed. You can't just put range in the front. From what I've seen so far. So we'll go ahead and put her there. And then Arminius is actually infantry, so we can put him in the front line. And then Constance is range. So we'll go ahead and we can put her in the back here. And then Brynhild is Cav, so of course we can put her in the front. So you can play around with this. You can actually make more armies. And you have some different ways to figure out like what you want to do, so you can just go ahead and filter them out. Now here I actually unlocked a second army, so you can have multiple marches at once, you know, etc. So I can do something like this with the ones that I'm not currently using, and then you can have two at the same time. So really nice. Also, one thing to note is over here. So if I go down to my regular one, see how I have 3 units that are water. It says deploy 3 units of the same elements at the same time and your entire troop receives buffs. So this one you get a 20% immortal magic defense, and the more you have, the more buffs that you have. So this is where getting specific heroes that are like water, etc., and having them all there is really going to come into play. So there's a lot of different combinations that you can make, troops that you can put, change them out, interchange them, etc. So really nice. The other thing is that you actually can use a dragon. Now this dragon also brings stats to the table, and the way that you get this is actually, let me go ahead and show you right now. Let me go back to my my castle. So over here you have a dragon cave. So you go over here, right? And I actually have a dragon egg that I saved just for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and hatch this egg. At the moment I have Glindwer. I think that's how you pronounce the name. And it'll show you right here what attributes he actually brings when you bring him in. And the more you level him up, the more skills that you're going to be able to unlock and upgrade him to get more stats, etc. But let me go ahead and hatch this Earth Dragon and see what we can get. What do we get? What do we get? And shake that egg off. There we go. Demeter? I'm gonna go ahead and go with Demeter. So yeah, you have this dragon as well, and this is an Earth Dragon. So again, that goes back to if you're gonna have like a water march, meaning you have a bunch of water immortals, and you can use the water dragon, and you get extra boosts from that. Now, since we're talking about immortals, let me actually go over to the halls of immortals, because this is where you're gonna be doing all of your summonings to get better ones. So let me actually take a look. I have 13 of these summons right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 9 and then maybe do a couple of extra attempts just to show you what you're going to be looking at. But this is how you're going to go ahead and get some immortals. Now, there are different ways to get immortals, whether that's through the market, etc. But this is really cool. So let's go ahead and summon. Let's see. Hopefully, what if we get like something really nice? Let's see. Like, one more purple would be awesome. I see a couple of purples. Is it full heroes or are they shards? There's a purple hero. Is that, is that Mulan? It is. Mulan, nice. So now I got Mulan. She's cavalry and wind. Very nice. And then what else do we get? Okay, so we got some shards to unlock. We got some shards for a legendary one, so that's really good. But now we have Mulan. Let me actually see if I can do some single summons. Let's see. Anything else that we can get that would be really nice? A blue. Is it shards? Yes. Okay. So let's do a couple of more summons and see if maybe we can get super lucky and summon something really good. Let's see. Another shard. I think we got 2 more. You can also skip the animation if you don't want to see it like this, for instance. So there you go. And then of course you also have some of these shards that you can summon freely. So that's the one of the main ways that you will go about actually getting some of the heroes. And you'll take a look at this and you'll actually see what you can actually get from this. But since we're talking about immortals, I want to show you some of the ones that I really want to get. Leonidas, because obviously 300. I really want to get this guy. He looks really freaking cool. And the other one, what's the other one? Alexander the Great. I want this dude right here. And then there's just so many here. Attila, there was also, where is he? Genghis Khan. So there is so many different variations that you can get. Now, of course, there is PvE here, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you this is the Well of Time, and this is where you can progress with your heroes and your troops, depending on how strong they are. So right now I'm at 3-1, and I can go ahead and challenge this, and I can pick which one I want to actually use. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the first one, which is my strongest. So I'm gonna go ahead and challenge, and it's gonna use the formation and the heroes and the troops that I have out here. So right now I have it as auto battle, but for instance, if you wanna, once you get to the higher levels and it gets a little bit rougher, sometimes you may wanna hold off on some of the heroes' procs, etc. That way you can be a little bit more strategic. But at the moment, since this is still fairly low level, I can just put it to auto level and actually progress through this. But at the end of this, when you start clearing them out, you get some chests depending on how many stars you get, and then you also get rewards, which are like equipment items that you can use for your heroes to get them upgraded, get them leveled up, etc. You also get some experience in order to actually take up your lord. So it's really, really nice. So of course, like I mentioned, as you keep progressing, you start getting some of these chests, and you get more goodies the more you progress, and then once you finish it all off, then you go off to the next one. So it's a nice little progression, kind of like hero chapters, etc. Now here's where you see most of the stats, the Lord info. Of course, as your Lord levels up, you will get some talents. And right now I am going through just the development, because early on that's really what you should be focusing on, is just the development. Military can come later. So I'm working on my construction speed, etc. So I'm just going down the development. And the more you level up, the more points you'll have, the more that you can do. So nothing too different there than what you're probably used to, but nice to see. And then of course you do have the academy, which is where you will start researching some of your production, which actually I need to start this one for the speedy construction. You can ask for help in order to take down the time. The guild mates that you have will actually help you out, which somebody actually just sent me some helps. And then of course you have troops, immortal, and then defense that you'll unlock as you keep leveling up. Like I mentioned though, there is like a night and day cycle. So if I go out of my castle right now is back to nighttime, which I have to be honest, nighttime is absolutely my favorite. I don't know why, but it looks calmer. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm just so used to the day that when I see it at night, it feels so much better because it looks different than what I'm used to. So that's really cool. And then the things that you can attack, they actually have like a little campfire by it, so you can actually see it a little better. So all of that is really, really nice. But of course, you have some stone deposits that you can actually gather, and which I feel like most games should have something like this. You have a search function, so you can actually, like, if you're just mainly looking for food or wood or stone, iron, whatever, you can actually search it, and it'll tell you like which one's the closest one. So right here I searched it, and it tells me this is the iron deposit that's nearest to me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and gather, and there we go, we're out to gather. So really, really nice to navigate the map here. It takes you out to the full map, that way you can see the territories and who is where, etc. So really, really nice. So now more with the focus on the world map and this search feature. When you search, you can actually start searching for different things here, and then once you take a look, it'll tell you what you can actually get as a reward. But if you search and you go down one right here, you can actually see that there are some like very high level things here, and I actually attacked one. Maybe if I can find one. Maybe I can't find one right now, but let me see if I can actually find one that's further out. Okay, here we go. I found one. This is a level 3. Obviously, I'm a little too weak for this. But you can actually take a look and start attacking some of these. This is a metallic fortress. And I believe I saw another one over here. This is a level 2. Now, this is a lava lurker. And you can attack this as well. And you can get all different rewards. So, The world map has a bunch of different things that you can do. It has other players that you can attack and rally and scout, which again is probably things that you're already pretty used to. So at the end of the day, the main goal of the game is to grow your territory as much as you can, grow your castle, and then take over as many cities as you can in order to get those boosts and in order to actually go ahead and help you with your growth. And the more you grow, the higher chance it is that you're going to have taken over the middle of the map, which is the world heart. So picking up this game is very, very simple and easy to start. But as you get later on and you start getting your castle higher level, etc., and you start taking over cities, you will need to start making different strategies in order to start progressing. And of course, one thing to note also that I noticed is the barracks isn't one specific barrack. There is a barracks for the troop types. There's spearmen, cavalry, shieldmen, and bowmen. And actually, they're ready to collect. So let me go ahead and take them. So when you go over here and you go to train, at the moment, I have the first tier, right? But as you take a look at some of the other ones, and so you get higher level ones, you actually unlock the higher tier ones the higher the actual building level is. So if I go ahead and take a look at this, it'll tell you right here. It'll give you their stats, and you go over here to details, and it'll tell you at level 10, you get heavy bowman, elite bowman at 20, at 30, noble bowman, and then once it's max, you get the royal bowman. So it's not unlocked through research or anything like that specifically. And also, let's say that right now, like I'm all idle, I can actually go to the left hand side and click on this. And you see here that they're all idle. I can just hit train, 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 train. And it's all training. You don't have to worry about anything else. That is very convenient and really nice. And also on this screen, you can go over to heal. And you can heal the troops that are in their infirmaries right from there. All in one screen. All simplistic. I love it. Of course, at the moment, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and keep challenging this and see how far I can get to, because the more you progress through here, the more your immortals, your heroes will actually go ahead and keep benefiting and leveling up and getting different items and etc. that you can equip them with. So all in all, is really, really nice. Now this stage here actually has 3. So I believe it either has a boss at the end, or it has like a wall that I have to take down. This one is getting a little bit harder. It's actually pretty close. This is giving me a run for my money. So this tells me that I gotta be careful going forward, not to put it too much on auto and actually do it myself. That way it can be a little bit better. So yeah, here it goes. There's the siege, and all I have to do is take down the wall right here. And of course you have traps that are taking me down, but it's nothing too crazy at the moment. Usually at the end of each chapter there is a boss at the end, which is going to be much harder than this. So I definitely see that I'm a little lacking now, so I have to keep improving. And now we're looking at the actual game calendar, not my alliance calendar, and it'll actually tell you like what's going on in what day as you keep going down. So you have City Siege, you have Rebel Track, Prosperous Life, etc. So this is a really awesome way of keeping track of what's going on from day to day or for the week. That way you can plan it much better. And then of course you also have some events that you can get, which are just kind of like logging in. Here, as long as you sign in for the 7 days, you get a John Henry Soul Crystal, which will unlock John Henry, which I believe is the brand new hero that just released. So these are all really, really nice. So like I said, there's a lot that the game has to offer and a lot of things that you're probably pretty familiar with. So go ahead and download the game. Join the Alliance. It is AEVA, AEVA, and the name is Pandatrex. That's a callback to the Castle Clash days. And let's go ahead and get a little bit stronger together, because there's a lot of things here in this game that I really, really enjoy. And the game just recently released, so it has still much room to grow. So really excited about this. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, put it down in the description. There's going to be a download link along with some more information down in the description and pinned in the comment section. So yeah, like I said, appreciate you guys for coming through, and until later, bye.